Hello sports fans, welcome to Super Sports Central. Today, we're going to be going over my Week 2 XFL predictions. So last week I had a record of 3-1, and obviously that's my season record, as last week was Week 1. But starting off this week on Thursday, we've got the Sea Dragons hosting the Battlehawks. So both teams are playing on a short week going from Sunday to Thursday. The Battlehawks are actually playing their second straight road game and don't play a home game until Week 4. So these two teams had opposite results in Week 1, but the results actually should have been reversed. The Battlehawks won but should have lost because they needed an insane comeback against the Brahmas. And the Sea Dragons should have won, but they fumbled at the 1 yard line, costing them the game. So this is a game I could see going either way. For the Sea Dragons, I would expect them to try to get after Battlehawks quarterback A.J. McCarron and get a few sacks after ending Week 1 without recording a single sack. And also force A.J. McCarron into a few interceptions because he's the only quarterback in the XFL to not throw a pick in the opening week. The only starting quarterback to not throw a pick. And offensively for the Sea Dragons, I would expect them, and I would like to see them run the football more to take some of the pressure off Ben DiNucci, because he threw the ball over 50 times in Week 1, and that is not always going to be a recipe for success. For the Battlehawks, they're going to need to contain the Sea Dragons receiving corps consisting of Ja'Cory Pearson and Josh Gordon. Both had over 70 yards in Week 1. So this is a game I could definitely see going either way. I'm going to go with the Sea Dragons picking up their first win of the season in a close win over the Battlehawks. I could definitely see this game going either way. But I'll take the Sea Dragons with the win 21-19. But I would not be shocked to see the Battlehawks get the win. I think both teams are two very good teams and pretty evenly matched. Moving to the games on Saturday, we've got the Vipers hosting the Defenders. So for the Vipers, we don't know who's going to play quarterback. It could be Luis Perez, who played in the opener but was only good for half the game in the first half and then not good in the second half, finishing the game with 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Or they could opt to go with former NFL backup Brett Hundley, who is a more mobile quarterback. It appears as if they're going to go with Luis Perez to start, but no official word. For the Defenders, they could also opt to go with 2 quarterbacks. I would expect to see both quarterbacks, Jordan Ta'amu and De'Ara King. Ta'amu played most of the game in Week 1, but he wasn't that great, completing under 10 passes for under 100 yards and also threw a pick. Then De'Ara King came in, and he saw a lot of designed runs, option plays. He attempted like 2 passes. So both teams have good offenses, and the defense was actually a really big reason the Defenders won in Week 1. But I think the Vipers may have the better overall team. This is their home opener. I'll take them. I would not be shocked to see the Defenders win, but I think the Vipers look better in Week 1, despite having their records show otherwise. I think the Vipers looked better in Week 1. I think their defense is solid. They should be able to stop the Defenders' offense, and I'll take the Vipers with the win, 21-18. Moving to Sunday's games, we've got the Brahmas visiting the Guardians. So both teams came out of Week 1 with a loss, but the Brahmas looked decent, and the Guardians, they were terrible. The Brahmas, they had the opportunity to win. They blew a 12-point lead with 2 minutes to go, and the Guardians, they just got destroyed. For the Guardians, we have absolutely no idea who's going to play quarterback. It could be Paxton Lynch, who started last week but got benched. It could be Quentin Dormady, who came in for Paxton Lynch. Or they could go with quarterback DeAndre Francois, who was inactive last week, but he will be active this week. But really, it's not going to matter who's quarterback for the Guardians, because if they can't protect him, then they're going to have no time to throw the football. The Guardians' offensive line gave up 7 sacks in Week 1, and they faced another good pass rush, as the Brahmas recorded 5 sacks last week. So this should be another nightmarish game for the Guardians offensively. Bad offensive line, uncertainty at quarterback, facing a great defense. And for the Brahmas, they weren't fantastic offensively in Week 1, but they were okay, and I would expect them to have some success against the Guardians defense. That isn't terrible, but they can't single-handedly win the game for Orlando. I'll take the Brahmas picking up their first win of the season as they defeat the Guardians easily by a score of 25-11. In the final game of Week 2, we've got the battle of 2 Texas teams. We've got the Renegades visiting the Roughnecks. So these 2 teams are undefeated. It's the only Week 2 matchup where both teams are undefeated. In fact, the Roughnecks are actually undefeated in their existence, being a perfect 6-0 when you combine 2020 and this season. This should be a great game. The Roughnecks were great offensively in Week 1, but they face a good Renegades defense which has some good players on each level, and they should be able to contain Brandon Silvers and the Roughnecks offense. The Renegades offensively, they weren't great. I'm somewhat concerned about them offensively because they were not very good offensively in the opener against Vegas, and they face a solid Renegades defense. Roughnecks defense. It's not amazing. It's not terrible, but I would expect a better offensive showing from the Renegades this week. So this is a game I could see going either way. I'll take the Roughnecks. I think they've got the better offense. I think this will be a higher scoring game. And I think the Roughnecks offense will be one of the best offenses in the NFL, with them being one of the best overall teams in the XFL. And I have the Roughnecks beating the Renegades in a higher scoring game. I've got the Roughnecks remaining undefeated, beating their in-state rival by a score of 25-23. And we will also have 2 live watch parties this week where you guys will get to see my live thoughts, reactions, stuff like that. So we will have one on Saturday night, one on Sunday night. So Saturday night, it will be the Vipers and the Defenders game. So that will start shortly before 7 Eastern. And then Sunday night, we've got the Roughnecks against the Renegades. That will also start shortly before 7 Eastern. So I hope to see you guys there. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, turn on notifications. I do my best to post as often as possible. Let me know in the comments if you agree with my predictions, disagree, and why. Make sure to check out the community tab of my channel where you guys can vote on who you think will win this week's games. But thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, turn on notifications. I do my best to post as often as possible, and I will see you in the next video.